All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we are doing a viewer request video looking at VOCL and COEP. Look, I'll tell you, nothing is more humbling than having people ask me to look at stocks. So please, whether it's a penny stock, a major, blue chip, ETF, anything in between, there is nothing I would rather do than do these viewer request videos, okay? Real quick, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. This is the first time I'm covering the stock, so I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like, subscribe, share, comment, anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms. But hey, just being here and giving me your time is super, super appreciated, okay? And then, yeah, look, I'm not perfect. I'm not all knowing. If you disagree with anything, I'm not here to hate, all right? And if you're right, I will give you a big thank you for showing me why I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get into it. And look, you know what I like to do when I'm covering a new stock, right? First thing I'm going to do is just zoom out just to kind of understand what I'm playing with. Okay, so this is a pretty new stock. It's actually a little less than 3 years old. And really all I'm seeing is a whole mess of trading under the moving averages, except for this just nasty couple month run. Jesus. All right. All right. So hey, it has the ability to do it, right? It hasn't been that old a stock, and yeah, it had one moment and then another, and really not interesting. This is an interesting ticker, okay? Nonetheless, I always say this. If you go to the minute chart, all right, you will quickly know if it's a shady stock or not, and this is a shady stock. Like, look, in this minute right here, there were only 1,000 and 1,500 shares, okay? On this little minute right here, there was literally no volume. And that's what's happening here is just a couple people or like one person or whatever it is just kind of making some random buys here and there, and it's doing some silly things. So I like to look at the minute chart just to know what I'm looking at. That said, listen to me. If you make money on this stock, that's just as good as making money on whatever, right? So I'm not here to say don't buy shady stocks. I'm just telling you, know what you're playing with, right? That's all it is. And look, that said, we're going to do the exact same things. There's some interesting things happening here, right? We try to break the 8 and the 20 and fail. We try and actually do break the 8 and the 20 on a single candle yesterday. Not quite good, but not quite bad confirmation either, right? So I think I'm going to draw a couple lines, and I mentioned these in the comments, so that's why I kind of already know where I'm going with them. So that's right there. That's right there. And then that's right there, if I'm not mistaken. Right there. Okay, cool. Yes, these were the numbers. So this is essentially what I'm looking for. Look, again, if you're going to break 2 moving averages out of the 5, if you're going to break multiple lines on a single candle, I expect really good confirmation. I think this 1711 line is fantastic confirmation because it's essentially the bottom of that candle. You can see it's not perfect, but again, we're not here for perfect, okay? It's also, roughly speaking, 50% of that candle, right? So to me, breaking 1711, that was hard to say. I'm a little dyslexic every now and then. Yeah, this is basically what I think I would consider an entry point. Again, shady chart, right? Just make sure you know what you're going with. But yeah, at least I think waiting for this takes a little bit of the shady away. From there, look, you could draw a line right here. You could draw a line right here. I pretty much see it as the 50 moving averages next. Because again, if you break the 8 and the 20, you should go to the 50, right? So from 17, I would put the next target at, what is that, 24? Yeah, it looks like it's just under, right? But again, going from 17 to 24 is about a 7-cent move. That's a little less than 50%, right? If this was 14, 17 was obviously going to be 50, right? But that's a nasty, even if this bad boy stops it, just adding that 2 cents is almost a 10%. Yeah, it's actually almost a 20%, right? It's in between that 10 and 20. So I would look at 1711 to 24. If 24 breaks, again, the top of that might do something, but at that point, just a whole mess of red, 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 and I pretty much took it to this guy. And you can see that 44 is pretty much where that 100 moving average will be over the next couple days, right? Again, I'm not here pretending I know the math on these lines, but it looks like it's going downward, and over the next couple days it should get there, right? So honestly, all I'm really doing is hunting moving averages on this stock, right? Hopefully we break this line, run to this. Hopefully we break this, run to this. Do I genuinely believe we're going to break these two lines? I don't. All right. I think that that's just a little too tight a cluster. Maybe if the 100 moves to like, you know, because again, this is going to come down a little bit. This is going to come down. This doesn't look like it's coming down as steep, right? So hopefully, as we move up and are maybe tackling the 50, these two start to separate a little bit. And yeah, if they can separate a little more, like if the blue line can like come here and the purple one stays there, that's a little bit healthier of a space because there's already a really good space between these two, right? I can't imagine it like going silly and tightening up and clustering, right? So as long as we can like kind of keep something like this, good little spacing from here to here, good little spacing from here to here, just make this the orange, the red, and the blue, right? Like make these three, those three right here. There could be something interesting here. But yeah, end of the day, all I'm really doing is moving average fishing right now. Not quite a good weekly chart, but again, look, that 1711, where is, yeah, look at that, right? 17 cents is the 8 moving average right now. We already said that 1711 isn't perfect, so bringing it down. What is this number? Let's get exact real quick. 17061. What number are you? 1706, not 1, right? But again, you see the open right there and the 8 moving average on the weekly are literally 4 out of the 5 pennies identical, right? So yeah, 170, yeah, perfect. So that's going to be a really hard line. That is not going to be easy. If it breaks, I think it justifies a lot of the things that I just said. So that was VOCL, a little more time than I expected to stay on that. COEP. All right, COEP. Now look, really quickly, I laugh just for you'll see why. VOCL, the stock we just looked at, had 900,000 in volume. I already said the minute was shady, okay? Moving to COEP, okay? We have a third of the volume. You can only believe that it's going to be the same level of shady, right? So again, I've really got no problem with you guys moving your money, you gals moving your money on these kind of stocks, right? Like, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I at least want to make sure you know what you're looking at, right? It only takes a couple trades to actually make these daily candles happen. So just keep that in the back of your mind. What are we looking at right now? Look, this is a pretty tight horizontal moving average cluster, all right? End of the day, you're looking for this to break the 100 moving average so that hopefully you run to the 200. If this 200 breaks, you can see it's pretty much lining up with this plateau right here. Really silly things will happen here. Oh, it looks like we've covered this stock before. I for sure do not remember this. I'll be real honest with you. And I mean, just looking at the chart, you can kind of see why. I just realized that line was right there. But yeah, look, I mean, I got kind of confused by the fact that I looked at this, but again, I obviously see why, right? Nothing will matter here until we get over 158. If you want to set an alert for 159, I think that actually wouldn't be bad. Is that the top of this guy? It's not. It's actually 166. Where are you? What is the top of this guy? It's kind of the bottom of this guy, but that's nowhere enough for me to want to make that. Okay, so yeah. Maybe this would be my alert then, I think. But even that's not that great alert. Yeah, I guess if you want to set an alert, 159 is actually a decent entry. What am I looking at immediately though? I think we're just kind of playing with these 4 lines. Because look, if you actually look, we've been playing with just these 4 lines for a bit. This 27th wick was the only time we brought the purple 200 in, right? So all we're really doing is staying with these 4. It's now getting tighter and tighter, and we're just going top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, right? We're either going to break this line and go up to hopefully this, or we're going to lose this 8 at 136. And let me just see. Oh my gosh. Okay, man, interesting. I'm trying to like find, did we go below this already? No. So we'll draw this. Again, that's not that perfect. I'm not going to zoom in for perfection, but no, that's not good enough though. I think that's all right. Jesus Christ. Let me edit it. Give me one sec. I'm so sorry. What's this number at? What did you, 116. Okay. Let me edit this to 116. Okay. So honestly, I think I'm worried about losing this 116, especially now that I see this. I for sure see that the RSI and the MACD don't look horrible. I see green over red. It kind of looks like there wants to be a little bit of recovery. And this actually looks like it was a really important week so far. Interesting. Okay, interesting. That said, and it was probably because of these 3 days. I wonder what happened yesterday. I didn't see any. I obviously didn't look up the news before making this video, but whatever these 3 days of good were, that 100 moving average was still really, really tough to get over, right? So we've hit it once. We've hit it. Not even that. Yeah. I mean, I I don't think I don't like the chances of breaking the 100 here. I think I just don't. I don't know what the news was on the last 3 days. And again, I think what's like kind of messing me up a little bit, that's a really interesting weekly volume. And we still have a couple days of trading left, right? So we definitely smashed that day already, that week already, excuse me. And as I zoom out, like there's nothing close to that except as we get back into these like early trading days, right? So I'm curious what made this move. But yeah, end of the day, I wouldn't even set the 158 alert in all honesty. What alert I will set is more based on this. Ooh, I think it's the top of this guy. I'm going to take you. What was your at 208? I'm going to set my alert for 209. Give me a penny above 209. 209 will take me well over the 200 moving average. It'll take me over this line that we have not been able to break since it's happened. And yeah, that'll put me on a sexy plateau to hopefully some silly numbers. I really wouldn't touch this under that, but for sure, that's a good swing from 160 to 190, right? You're adding about 20% right there, 15, 15, 30, right? Rough numbers. So if you're a little more aggressive than me, yeah, I would set the alert at 159. Otherwise, I think 208 is just a little safer for, again, what is a shady stock, right? So, hey, these are just my opinions. Appreciate your time. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Thank you.